I'm Erin Zozel.
And I'm Drew Coleman.
Welcome to Zo Conversation.
Our show about being real estate partners, local business owners, and friends.
Let's get into it.
Let's do this.
All right, first things first.
First things first.
Cheers.
Once again.
To another dining room podcast.
To another dining room podcast. Just bending the elbow all day long.
Oh, that just...
I do enjoy a mimosa.
I know.
I used to not. It was not my jam, but now it is.
Now you're doing a lot of bending the elbow with the mimosa.
Well, it's summertime.
I know.
What can I say?
It's summertime.
Mm-hmm.
I know. But it's almost over. So we're trying to get everything in.
Stop.
Okay, we're just saying, we're not talking about the weather.
I know, but I don't want to talk about how summer's ending.
Okay, well, I was going to say...
Okay.
Just calm down.
Okay,
I was going to talk about...
As you were.
Talk about concerts. Because that's one of my favorite things in the summer. We've talked a lot about that. So today, I'm just excited to check in and see how everything's going with everything happening in the summer and what I'm missing and all that stuff. But we did go to Beyonce.
We went to Beyonce.
Since we were on.
Yeah.
All of our subscribers and viewers have been asking us tell us more about Beyonce.
Yeah.
So we've told our 3 followers.
All 10,
we want to tell you about it.
All 10 followers.
Yeah. There's 10 now, I think, maybe.
I think we're in the 20s of subscribers on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Is that about right, Lens?
Something like that.
22, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
That was my aunt and uncle.
Getting up there.
Yeah. That was them.
My mom still hasn't. Because which button is it? I just like to watch, and then she doesn't need to subscribe.
Do you know what? Speaking of that.
Yeah.
The other day, I was at a store.
Yeah.
And this is just something I think people can relate to. So I was there, and I was doing something on my phone. This woman was ringing me up, whatever, and it was at a clothing store. She's ringing me up. I would say this gal was probably like 30, around 30. Okay. And so I'm sitting there doing something, and she's like, oh, whatever, on my phone. She goes, you might want to close some more of your apps, because I was saying my phone was getting hot and weird again.
Yeah.
And she's like, you might want to just make sure you close your apps. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I went in there, and I had
100 things open.
I mean, probably 40.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a couple, and then she goes, oh my God. And I'm like, sorry, this will just take a second. And she's like, oh my gosh, don't worry about it. My mom has issues with that too.
Oh boy. Yeah. Then you just were like,
shanked her. I mean, I was just like, what?
She's like, yeah, my mom does this too.
I know, but then I did the math, and I was like, if she's 30, I mean, I'm 47. I could be your mom.
Teen mom, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, darn
So that was sad.
Yeah, I'm so
but
sorry.
Then,
yeah.
Later that day, my friend Amy and I were crossing the street, and this guy in a Jeep stopped his car. And we were like, oh, what's going to happen? Is he going to yell at us? He goes, is this hot girl crossing? And I'm like, we're like, what?
Wow.
I know. So I have to make sure I always cross that spot, because that is the hot girl crossing.
Oh my gosh.
He might have said hot lady crossing, but in my head,
not the same.
Hot girl.
Not the same.
It's kind of the same. I'll take hot lady crossing.
Okay.
I mean,
That's like what you say to your nana to be nice.
Wow.
Lady?
you think lady is bad? How about ma'am? Wait till you start getting that. You're young and beautiful.
All my cousins on my dad's side.
I know I want to hear this.
So my Chicago cousins, my black cousins basically are like, man, you and that lady in that podcast are so funny.
I love it. You told me that like that. You and that lady. I'm like, that lady.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm 47. It's not like that's like should be offensive.
No, it's
But
and they
I'm
don't
just
mean
like-
it offensive. It's just like
That I thought was cute. Like, oh, how cute. But
Yeah.
I just don't like this girl doing that. But yeah, you and that lady.
It's so
Don't
funny.
call me a lady.
well,
I mean, call me.
there's
I guess
worse
that's
things.
better. That's
There's
true.
definitely
That's
worse
true.
things we could
Anyway, let's go back to that. So
Here we
we're
are.
back to Beyonce.
was amazing.
And
Was life changing.
you are a super fan, I would call.
I mean, there are fans probably more super than me, but I am very much a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And how many times have you seen her then?
Well, I've only seen her twice.
Oh, this is I thought you'd been to more shows than that, but twice is great.
Yeah.
So I got tickets and went with Sloan, my
Yeah.
daughter, who's 13, and my sister Marlo. And I will tell you, I really like Beyonce. I liked Beyonce.
Yeah.
I was like, she's great. She's amazing. She's beautiful. She's so freaking talented.
Oh
my
my gosh.
God. Amazing. Great dancer, all this stuff.
yeah,
But I was
all of
kind of
it.
like, okay, I'll go. I will tell you, it was probably one of my favorite shows
Yeah.
I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And I was pissed I didn't get better, because you were right in, what do you call the Beehive or
Floor.
whatever?
No,
Like,
yeah, the Club Renaissance
Club Renaissance, yeah. Okay.
on the floor.
I thought it was called
on
the
the floor.
Beehive. What's the Beehive then? Oh, those are her super fans.
Yeah, that's like on those areas that were like on this actual stage.
Oh.
Yeah, that's like
That's next level.
that's
That's for next time.
yeah.
Great.
Although I don't know.
Are they dancing and stuff there or not so much? They're just kind of,
I don't know.
I think they're
I
just like sitting there.
That's the thing.
Yeah, you were
Exactly.
doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
And guess who else was at that concert?
Brian.
Brian.
At the last minute.
Okay, tell the last minute.
Oh,
This is our,
man. He decided to go at the last minute. He got floor seats. He didn't know any of the words. But he had a great time. He met a lot of people.
Yes.
He was
Of
very
course
in
he
his
met a lot of
element.
people, right?
Yeah,
He's
obviously.
yeah.
He was just in pictures, taking pictures, and I mean, he loved it.
He did. And he's
yeah.
like, okay, I'm a fan now. But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just like I cannot wait to go see her again. And we were talking about
I
like
know.
I would have gone to the same show in another city, and you said
Yeah.
the same thing. I'm
I
like,
know. I'm
God,
like,
was she good?
I know. I'm trying to scrounge up the like thousands of dollars it would take to see
I
her in
know.
another city, because now it's like, those floor seats are getting really, really expensive because they're all like
Yeah.
on the gray market now.
Yep.
So they're a lot more than what I paid for them, but I
Yeah.
don't know, it might be even worth it. But did you see
she's
that
good.
she, because there is a version of Break My Soul. It's called the Queen's Remix. It's like a mix with Vogue, Madonna's Vogue.
Well, and she did that in the show when she
Yeah.
did like
Yeah. That's what she
and then
does.
like don't stop till you get enough. Like she kind of mixed that in with that whole thing.
Yes.
That was my favorite part of the show.
Of all the
Just when she was doing the kick
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
down
yeah.
like with all the dancers,
So
like
good.
remix with Michael Jackson and
So
Vogue,
incredible.
and like God, it was good.
So good. See,
I know, I'm
we're getting fired
so
up again.
excited. I know we're all fired up.
But there's this part where she, in the Queen's remix, where
Yeah.
she says Lizzo's name, and then she's been like not saying Lizzo's name because of all the
I
Lizzo stuff.
heard about this. I mean, I heard about her taking that name out, or
No.
taking Lizzo's name out. Who
know.
I mean, I've always been a super Lizzo
I
fan,
know.
but all this stuff just came out this past week.
Shocking. I know.
It is shocking. And
And then like for a couple days there was no like Lizzo remark or at all, and I was like, what is Lizzo gonna say?
Yeah.
And she kind of was like,
yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh, we're taking that route.
Yeah, she really was like, but do you think they're going to like go to trial? And
I don't know.
I mean,
This is gonna be an interesting one to watch.
I know, it is
What
gonna
a
be a
fall
good
from
watch.
grace, though. Already, I mean,
I
I think
know.
even if like,
I love her.
even if she's like vindicated in court, I don't
Yeah.
know. There's like the whole court of public opinion.
But what about Gwyneth Paltrow? I mean, look what.
Yep, she went to court and she defended herself, and
Yep.
she
And-
wasn't having it.
No.
So, I guess we'll see.
I know. I'm just really interested to see how that all shakes down.
I know.
I know. I was drinking out of my Lizzo mug
You
the
were.
other day, and I was just remembering before
Well,
these times.
before the drama.
Before the drama,
I just,
yes.
I am of the mindset of like, let's hear every side.
Yep.
Let's let it all play out. Let's not, everyone's so quick to jump to this, that, or the other. Let's hear it out. You know what I'm saying?
I know we do want to hear Lizzo out. But okay, this is.
Oh, no, I can.
No, I wasn't doing that. I was just like, were you the way you can chug sparkling anything? Where did that? First of all, why is that down by your feet?
Well-
Now I see why.
Yeah,
I know the answer to it now. I'm like,
You know what? I'm done after this today. This is like my Friday.
you done? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Wednesday,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's noon, but that's great. I'm happy.
It's summer.
It's summer. Not for much longer, but it's summer. But anyway, the other
Yeah.
thing is that Lindsay, I don't know if you know this little thing about Drew. He can also slam sparkling water. Well, anything
Like
sparkling,
nobody's
really.
business. I get it from my dad. My dad does it.
Really?
Like
Roger can do that. too.
anything carbonated, mostly like sparkling water. He likes like diet soda. When we were little,
Yeah.
he drank Diet Right.
Oh yeah, I know Diet Right.
Yeah. And I would just see him like, boom, like he's mowing the lawn. He comes in, just throws it back and doesn't come up for air and just done.
What was he mowing the lawn in? Just out of curiosity.
Well, you already know. We've already talked about this. Tiny little booty shorts and like
Keep
tank
talking.
top. Yeah.
Keep talking. I mean, you have a hot dad. These are things that you've heard this your whole life.
I have heard this my whole life.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just back to, sorry,
anywho.
my mind. Get back. Yeah, but anyway, this slamming of sparkling, that's what, when we were talking about this, like, wouldn't you throw up, Lindsay?
I vomit.
Oh.
No, that's
Yeah.
it's a gift. I don't know.
So maybe you don't burp after it?
Oh, I do.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe for the end of the show, we can. That's your party trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is a good party trick.
Yeah, it is a good party trick. But anyway, so in real estate,
Yeah.
this has been a busy time of year,
Yeah.
which is kind of
It has been a busy time of year.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. And it's we've had quite a few deals that have kind of, we've been busy working through and negotiating and talking through all these
Yeah.
things. So we're kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the market for buyers, because
Yeah.
kind of with what we've seen out there recently.
Absolutely. Because the thing is, buyers, like, I would say the prices have sort of started to level off. I mean, I think that they are still like, going up at more of a more normal, like steady pace instead of that sharp spike. But, there's just, it's such low inventory, but for whatever reason, I don't know where like people are consuming their news about the market, but you get some buyers who think like they can just slam dunk on sellers and like, we're not there yet, baby. It's not,
baby.
That's not where we are. The inventory is still low. If a house is priced correctly, marketed well, staged well, it's gonna go fast, just like before. And so,
so when it's brand new on the market, this is kind of what we've run into here of just like you get a buyer, that loves it. It's great. It's everything I've wanted. And then want to get a deal on that day one, day two. And again, that's if it depends on how it was priced and everything too. So I think, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to get a deal, but that is what we talk about. It's just that whole piece of if we have something that we see that if they're like, this is the house we love, and we're like, this is priced right, this is ready, like all this.
Like if you love it, you got to come in. If
strong.
If it's the first few days and you love it and it's been brought to the market properly by an agent who knows what they're doing, then it's asking price or better. With clean with no shenanigans.
Yep.
I
call them the shenanigans. No shenanigans.
No
over here.
shenanigans.
Nope.
You can't.
You can't shenan when it's only been on for a day or two.
If it's been a week,
2 weeks.
Days, 2 weeks.
It's almost time for hijinks and shenanigans.
Well,
or at least we can start.
You can
talking about it.
Exactly. You can try to get a little bit more of what you want, but it's been. I'm learning like buyers need to be educated on that on the front end. Like we can go look at this house. It's priced correctly. Here's some comps. Here's how it compares. It's staged beautifully. The sellers did a great job getting it ready. Like you're going to have to come in. You're going to have to come correct. You're going to be looking at full price or better with no shenanigans whatsoever. Yeah.
Like every time you say shenanigans, I think we should.
So every time we say shenanigans, you got to drink. But no, because I think it is hard for some people to go there. Like some people just do not like paying full price. It goes against everything they stand for. Yeah. It goes against the grain. I totally understand that, but like if that's you right now, then you should really only be looking at things that have been on the market for like 2 weeks or longer.
Right.
The
thing is too, we can also set up a search.
Buckley.
God.
Hi, Buck.
Buckley, please hold. Okay. So anyway, as far as like when we're setting up searches, I think that's the main thing is that we can do that too. We can do searches for you that are like properties that have like already been on for 2 weeks.
Right. You can set up a search that only shows you things that have been on for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And then you can maybe come in and get a little bit of a better deal, but it's, it's all relative. It's a market.
Right.
It's a market, and it's based on supply and demand.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a seller's market. The inventory is this low.
Because the inventory is low,
Yep.
it is a seller's market. So if
Right.
you're a seller, it's a great time to sell,
Yeah.
but you still need to price it appropriately. Because I will say the other kiss of death for a buyer is trying to pull shenanigans too early, right? The kiss of death for a seller is starting too high right now because because most agents won't, like we said, advise their buyer to come in low in the first week or even 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So it's going to sit there. Then you have to do a price reduction, and it's going to sit there. But now all the eyeballs have moved on to what's fresh and new, and your stale listing is just getting stale. And and you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to price it correctly from the beginning. So even though it is a seller's market, even though the inventory is low, sellers don't get too cocky, because you still need to price it correctly. You still need to stage it, prepare it, and it still needs to be well marketed. It still needs beautiful photos. It still needs all of that. You still have to put some effort into doing it correctly. So sellers need to come correct too, and make sure that it's priced correctly. And houses that come onto the market that are like that, they go fast. Yeah. And that's what you want.
When you have a good agent that can tell you. I mean, and when people come in and say hey, let's, for example, that this house should be going on for $700, just throwing that number out, and then they come back and say we want to put it on for $800.
Okay, then listen, you pick the price.
That is true.
But my whole thing is I'm going to tell you right now, I think that's a huge mistake. I think this is going to backfire. And it's just we have learned to be just very honest and say I think it's going to sit. I think you're going to have to do a price reduction. I think at the end of the day, you might end up under 700, And
at the end of the day, we might not be the agent for you with that piece too, of knowing we want your house to sell. Yeah. We want to, we're putting our time, energy, money, and everything, making sure you get top dollar for your house. And that whole piece of, if you overprice it, like you said, it just keeps going lower and lower and lower if you have to drop that. As Brad McNamara always says too, it's just we don't want to be wrong on the price.
No, if we have to do a price reduction, we did our math wrong. Something went wrong and we were wrong. We want to really try to avoid that. Yeah. And going on higher than you should doesn't make sense. You will shoot yourself in the foot at the end of the day. Yeah. Which is not a good thing to do.
I know, but there's still, things are still coming on, and houses are still out there. And
definitely,
we've been working with some great agents and closing a lot of fun deals and working with amazing people. And I think that's the most fun of it too. I know.
I agree with that.
It's hard when you really are looking for something specific, and then I don't know, you find it, and then it's out of your price range, or it's not exactly what you thought. So I think it's that whole piece of managing expectations and just really enjoying who you work with. We don't like assholes. No.
That's kind of our prerequisite. It is. You just have to be nice, be a good person. Yeah. And be willing to listen and take our advice. We do this for a living. We're not going to steer you wrong. It is our goal to make this a success. Yeah. So we're going to give you the best information and the best advice that we can. At the end of the day, we're going to do whatever our clients want, but things always seem to go well when our clients listen to us. Always. And, do what we say. Yep. And it's when, they want to push back and
even with that piece of, sometimes it's do you want the house, or do you want a deal? As far as sometimes people get into that whole thing of this is it. This is the one I want. Okay, well, let me try to undercut. And it's you're going to lose the house for it. And you're going to look back and go, and sometimes that's what it takes. So because you do lose some, right? You can only.
Yeah. Well, and the market goes up and down and up and down. So maybe if you bought your house in a buyer's market, then that's the mind frame that you have is oh no, you just come in and you undercut and you ask for all these things. You ask for seller closing costs and home warranties and stuff like that. And it's okay, that was a very specific time in the market where it was a buyer's market. Now it's not that anymore.
We're not here now, boo boo.
And we're not at that place.
No.
You gotta adjust.
I know, and no shenanigans.
Right. Oh.
Yeah. So the other thing, moving on to some decor pieces that we've kind of been hearing a lot of different stuff about. We would love to get Danielle Lovin on here, from Vivid Home, and the North Loop. She's my neighbor at my new salon that's being built there, and she is so cool. And anyway, she's just got great style, is incredible. But anyway, I want to ask her some questions when we get her on here, and kind of get people to start thinking of some questions they can ask, and we can have her on here and get your answers from her. But
design questions.
Yeah, and so
send us your design questions. People.
Send us your design questions.
Yeah. Comment below.
Comment
and we'll ask questions to Danielle.
Yeah. Anyway, she's awesome. But I was talking to, you and some other people the other day, and I'm like, I have some shiplap in my kitchen.
Yeah.
And I know I don't know, has that ship sailed? See what I did there?
All right.
Because the ship has sailed in shiplap.
I get it. Thank you.
You want to write that down?
Yep. I'll remember.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you. I'll text it over to you.
Okay, sounds good.
But it is, I'm for real, I kind of want to replace that because it's my backsplash. I'm like, I want to put tile there just to kind of update it. And because my other house, the house I had before this, it was the beginning of the shiplap thing. It was like a model thing that we had bought. It was already done. It was like brand new, kind of Joanna Gaines, like that whole thing first started. And it was a lot of shiplap.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I think you could actually really sail.
All right.
Lady. Shenanigans? Just keep.
Listen here, lady.
Okay, you have dad jokes. Why can't I have mom jokes? Like, come on.
No, I'm just kidding. That's true. You can.
I know. Thank you. But so that's one of the questions I want to ask Danielle, along with some other ones
what's new
too.
in backsplashes, or has shiplap
sailed?
Yeah.
Okay. You keep bringing it up, and then you're making me do the joke.
Well,
again.
no. But is that what your question is for her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is one of my questions for Danielle, along with many other things, because I know she is well versed in lots of stuff. I have some art questions. I have all this stuff. I think even pillows. Is that karate chop still a thing in the pillows, or is it not?
Or is it not?
I don't know. Should we? We have a lot of things to ask Danielle. But send us your questions, and
send us your questions.
We hope to have her on here on
comment below.
Yeah, the next podcast or the one after that. But we've got, and then Brian. Everyone is asking to meet Brian, right? So bottom line,
it's not
see,
time.
I drank that too fast.
It's not time.
I know. We thought for the holidays, for a holiday gift to our viewers, we would do a box. We'd unwrap.
Oh, he comes out of it?
Yeah, but it sounds like he's like a Magic Mike thing, but I don't think.
No. Well, maybe.
You're like, ooh, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. We can start.
He's been hitting up. He's been to, I don't know, 150 Skybox classes. So he's,
Maybe he could just pop out of a cake. But a cake isn't. Anyway,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
I know. Now we just have to really start thinking about how that's going to work. Logistics for that. But I think that's a holiday treat for
I think so too.
Our viewers.
The entire holiday season he wears a Santa hat.
I know.
Yeah.
And it starts to get it's fun for a while, but
it's fun, but he wears it to the bank. He wears it to the gym.
Yep. He works out in a Santa hat, and it is 100%.
And then people go, what is this? Did you have your Santa hat is still on. It's like, oh, I know. I do it all season. Oh yeah.
Do you think he wears his Santa hat all the time?
Maybe to bed.
I don't know.
We'll have to ask his GF.
Just in general. These are things to figure out here. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so scooter season's going to be coming to an end.
Yeah.
Riley, your husband, has one. We have one. Brian has one. So we've just been scooting around town, having a great time.
Yep.
And
I saw you riding Cupcake with Charlie.
You did?
Yeah, down the street. Super
when?
Cute.
Yesterday?
No, just a few days ago. You guys were
I know.
Going down France.
We've been hitting it hard.
Yeah.
Last
really
night
great.
we just hopped on the scoot and went to Udapils and had a beer there.
Nice.
It's I love that place.
Have you been to Dampwerk?
Yes, I have. That distillery
Yeah.
by Bunny's over by there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I have, and I
It's a
love
cool spot.
that place.
It's a cool spot.
Yeah, I know. So but a lot of people don't even know it's there because it's kind of
know. It's like
tucked-
a
what's the
warehouse
street?
area.
What's the street it's on?
Well, it's like then Alabama, and then I don't remember which one you turn. Then you
Yeah.
go like from Alabama, you go west to I don't remember what street it's on, but
And I think it's
It's not far
spelled.
from
I think
Bunny's.
it's the next thing. Is you're like, where? What am I looking up? It's like DAMPF
and then work.
WERK. You better damp
Da-
work.
damp
work.
work is how you.
Work. I can't with you right now. But yeah, that place is sweet because it's like
Yeah.
a amazing distillery. And then what do they distill? Is it gin?
I think gin vodka. I think they have a whiskey.
Oh, they do all
I
that.
think
Okay.
they're one of the things that one of their like cocktails that sort of is one that they're really proud of. At least the last time I was there was their G&T, their gin and tonic.
Ooh. We might have to head over there.
After this, right after this, I'm down. I can go.
Well, no, I meant at some point you're still excited that you're done with work here at noon. I love that about you.
I do have like chores to do. We got friends coming from LA.
Yeah. Yeah, that will be fun. Well, the other thing I was going to say
yeah.
real quick about
Yeah.
Danfork is that it's not a restaurant. So I
Right.
think that, they've got like amazing
They have
cocktails
snacks.
that are, but they have it all like all different like charcuterie boards that
Yeah.
they have in from France 44.
France 44.
And they are so good.
They do a good board.
Yeah.
Okay. France 44 has this like dip in their
I know what it
deli.
is.
You do?
Is it the pimento?
No.
Salmon?
No.
No?
They have a lot of good dips.
There's
But
one that's a pimento. And
My girl Jen, my bestie Jen
Yeah.
told me, but this one it's like Parmesan and paprika or something like that. Have you seen this one?
Pimento.
No, it's not pimento.
I'm just going to keep saying pimento.
No.
Was that one of our words for? No, it wasn't.
You
Okay.
can drink though.
No,
It's a-
that's all right. I just thought pimento was also with shenanigans. How about things that are like synonyms for shenanigans, like hijinks, tomfoolery?
yeah.
You don't. Okay, it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so Danfork, we should go there and have one of those fun cocktails and
Yeah.
do that. And then we should also get some stuff from France 44.
I agree.
Those dips, because they've got a few different dips.
Yeah,
And
I
the
got
best sandwiches,
Tuna banh mi.
tuna banh mi.
That's one of Brian's favorites. Yep.
Brian.
He loves
It
the tuna
is.
banh mi.
Okay.
Amazing. Amazing.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe that's our next stop then.
Yep.
Anyway, but you still don't want to ride cupcake with me on the scooter.
Never. I said never, and I meant it. There's no way. You
Okay,
could
we've
never.
already I just thought maybe.
Plus, you
because-
can't turn left.
I can't turn left yet, but I usually.
I'm gonna get on the back of a scooter with someone who can't fucking turn left.
I am working on it.
Yeah. And why can't you turn left, Mama? It's the same as right, just the other direction.
Bitch, you get on there and try that. I mean, like,
I
you
am.
try. Okay, I'm gonna get you on my scooter.
Yeah.
You have. Oh, you actually have because you've ridden Riley's. I thought you'd never
Yeah.
driven a scooter.
No, I've driven many. I just know how to drive stuff. Just automatically. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It could be something I've never.
Left is hard. Just like
Okay.
what was that? What that movie was? What's it with Ben Stiller, who's the model?
Zoolander.
Zoolander, where couldn't he not turn left or something? He couldn't turn to the left.
Boy, here we go.
I feel like the Zoolander of scooters. So here's the deal with
'cause
that.
you're
I
extremely,
look at my
extremely
routes.
good-looking.
So France 44, I would go up here,
You're only
and then I would
turning
take a
right.
right, and then I would take a right. And
You're
I'd
a
come
UPS
back right
driver.
all the way. Yeah, I'm a UPS driver. That's
Yep.
what I am.
Yep.
So basically, I can overcome my problems and my disabilities that I cannot turn left. Moving on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, I think
Is that it? You got anything else?
today
for
is
me?
I might talk to you all the time, but I mean, I feel like we really hit a lot of good things.
We covered a lot of
I
things.
know, a lot of really important things.
Yep.
And we're excited to see what happens with Lizzo. And I'm just saying, we want to watch. That's been a lot of our conversations. I know we want to see it play out.
See it play out.
I know. And then I am going to go probably turn on some Beyonce. But the only thing is Sloan is at camp this week.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually gave me a last week of, okay, calm down on the Beyonce.
Yeah,
Like,
Riley gave me one too. He goes,
oh, you got it too?
Well, he's like, he's probably a bigger fan than me.
And he gave you
He was just like, just a timeout. You know, doesn't need to be on repeat.
I know, but it's so
for the rest
good.
of the summer.
Honey, 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 stop.
It's a jam.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's all I
All right,
got.
great.
See you next time. Woo!